Is your heart bleeding from the wounds inflicted by a narcissist? Are you lost in the labyrinth of sweet words and manipulation, unsure how to escape this cruel relationship? Wake up from this illusion. Don't let yourself drown in the sweet delusions they've created. Open your eyes and recognize the 7 signs that a narcissist has ended things with you. These crucial clues will lift the veil of truth, help you break free from the toxic spiral, and reclaim your light. It's painful to admit, but the harsh reality is this. While you suffer 1,000 heartbreaks after parting ways with a narcissist, their decision to leave you comes down to a single reason. They've found a new prey, a new supply to feed their insatiable ego. Many narcissists have the audacity to flirt right in front of their partners and delight in pointing out when others find them attractive. They do this to make their partner feel insecure and to cultivate the image that they are highly sought after. Narcissists aim to have as many romantic conquests as possible, but when the time comes to discard someone, don't expect them to do so kindly. To them, you have become useless, and they'll discard you as casually as an old toy. However, they won't simply leave. They'll turn the breakup into a manipulative performance to protect their distorted and selfish ego. Understanding this pattern will help you spot the warning signs, safeguard yourself, and exit the toxic cycle as safely as possible. Sign 1, they go silent and suddenly disappear. The simplest and most brutal method narcissists employ is this. Without a word of explanation or goodbye, they abruptly cut off all contact. They block you on every platform, leaving you drowning in unanswered questions and unbearable pain. While you're left in confusion, trapped in a storm of negative thoughts and emotions, the narcissist has already moved on to their new supply. To them, it's as if you never existed. Their world now revolves around a new prey, a fresher source of supply. Narcissists don't follow the usual rules of relationships. They only adhere to their own twisted guidelines, which can change at a moment's notice, leaving you dizzy and bewildered. Most narcissists want you to believe they've completely left after their dramatic and ruthless exit. So, do narcissists ever return? The short answer is yes. Don't be surprised if one day they suddenly reappear as if nothing ever happened. They'll resume the relationship as if everything is normal, only to disappear again when they grow bored. Narcissists enjoy playing cat and mouse, keeping you trapped in a limbo where you can never be certain of what's real and what's not. I know accepting this reality is hard, especially when your heart still longs for them. But remind yourself that someone who truly loves you would never treat you this way. Don't fabricate imaginary scenarios to excuse their disappearance. Don't fool yourself with theories of unexpected accidents or misunderstandings. The truth is, they chose to leave in a selfish and irresponsible manner. Be brave enough to face this painful truth. It's the first step toward healing, breaking free from the toxic cycle and finding happiness for yourself. Sign 2. They instigate arguments. When a narcissist grows bored and wants to leave, the atmosphere around you becomes suffocating. As though everything is about to erupt, they transform into a nitpicking expert, scrutinizing your every action and word, blowing everything out of proportion into endless arguments. You feel drained, exhausted, and trapped in the negative vortex they create. Beware, this is one of the narcissist's favorite tactics when ending a relationship. They deliberately provoke fights, ignite conflicts to justify their departure and shift all the blame onto you. This strategy serves 2 purposes. 1, to manipulate you into believing you're at fault, and 2, to feed their distorted ego, as every reaction you give becomes ammunition for them to assert control over you. But remember, this is nothing more than a meticulously staged performance by the narcissist. They are masterful actors, capable of convincing anyone to believe their script. Don't let yourself be swept into this psychological game. Stay strong and alert. See through their true intentions and resolutely walk away from this toxic spiral. You deserve a healthy love, a relationship built on mutual respect and trust. Sign 3. They become indifferent. A clear sign that a narcissist has ended a romantic or social relationship with you is their complete indifference to your opinions and thoughts. If they previously sought your advice, shared ideas, or even relied on you emotionally, while maintaining a facade of control and manipulation, everything changes now. They begin to show disinterest, disregarding anything you say. Their gaze turns apathetic when you share, and there are no more questions or even the slightest concern. Your perspectives, from trivial matters like clothing choices to deep life issues, no longer hold any significance to them. To them, you are now an accessory, no longer valuable in this interaction. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, 2020, reveals that this behavior reflects not only personal traits, but also a self-protective mechanism of narcissists when they no longer see value in the relationship. According to the study, narcissists tend to withdraw emotionally or stop investing in people who no longer provide them admiration, power, or psychological benefit. This explains why they stop seeking your validation, advice, or companionship as they once did. Instead, they focus on themselves or others they believe will better fulfill their egotistical needs. In summary, cold indifference is not only a sign of cracks in the relationship, but also a manifestation of the narcissist's internal defense mechanism when they no longer see you as a valuable part of their ego-building journey. Sign 4. They slander you. To maintain control and justify their departure, narcissists often use a manipulative tactic known as divide and conquer to slander you. They subtly incite conflicts and create rifts among those around you, turning a peaceful environment into a tense psychological battlefield. This not only isolates you, but also allows them to manipulate the entire situation to their advantage. One of their typical strategies is to spread false information about you, fabricate stories, or worse, feign concern in a deceptive manner. Statements like, "I'm really worried about her. She's been acting so strangely lately. Have you noticed?" may seem harmless, but are actually traps disguised with precision. These remarks not only sow doubt in the listener's mind, but also gradually build a negative image of you in their eyes. The result is isolation within your own trusted circle. Furthermore, narcissists exploit others' lack of information or trust to weave false narratives about you. They seize every opportunity to gossip, spread insecurity, and turn close connections against you without you even realizing it. This isn't just simple manipulation. It's a long-term strategy to destroy your relationships with others, leaving you isolated and easier to control. A study published in the Journal of Interpersonal Manipulation, 2019, identified divide and conquer as a hallmark of narcissistic personality disorder. The study found that narcissists often aim to control through discord while maintaining an image of being trustworthy to others. This enables them to manipulate emotions and behaviors around them, using others as tools in their power games. It also serves to rationalize their departure, since, for narcissists, nothing is more important than the dazzling image they project. They want to shift all the blame onto you, so that if the relationship falls apart, outsiders will believe it was entirely your fault. Sign 5. They manipulate you into leaving first. Narcissists often use sophisticated tactics to manipulate relationships, one of which involves intentionally provoking jealousy in their partners. And they do this by subtly mentioning exes, exaggerating the value of past relationships, or even reconnecting with former partners who have become a new supply for their narcissistic needs. Although they may act innocent, these actions are often carefully calculated to instill insecurity, suspicion, and eventually wear you down to the point where you want to end the relationship. During this phase, they become increasingly distant, colder, and more emotionally unavailable, but not enough to be outright accused of wrongdoing. Narcissists often adjust their behavior just enough to push you away without appearing overtly at fault, and when you finally decide to end the relationship, they rarely resist because that was their intention all along. For them, your decision to break up not only frees them from responsibility, but also preserves their image in the eyes of others. However, the breakup doesn't mark the end of their manipulation. To protect their ego and conceal their true nature, narcissists quickly rewrite the narrative of the relationship in their favor. They cast themselves as the victim, and you as the villain, the one who destroyed the relationship. Using their talent for fabrication and acting, they retell events in ways that elicit sympathy for them while casting blame on you. To make their narrative more convincing, they enlist flying monkeys, people they have subtly manipulated to side with them. These flying monkeys, misled by false information, not only support the narcissist's version of events, but may also help isolate you and increase the psychological pressure on you after the relationship ends. Sign 6. They seek a new supply. When a narcissist wants to end the relationship, one of the clearest signs is their search for a new supply, someone who can satisfy their need for admiration, attention, and ego validation. To narcissists, relationships are not about genuine connection, but rather tools to enhance their self-worth. Once you no longer meet their unrealistic expectations, or they feel they have exhausted your value, they will shift their attention to a new target they perceive as more promising. This behavior is often subtle. They may grow distant, show less interest in your emotions and thoughts, and spend more time and attention on someone else, whether it's a co-worker, an old friend, or even an ex. While this may appear to be an innocent relationship, it is often a calculated step to leave you without feeling any loss, as they have already secured a replacement. In some cases, they may even emphasize the presence of this new person to make you feel inadequate or devalued in their eyes. This shift in focus often coincides with emotional detachment, increased unpredictability, or deliberate minor conflicts to leave you feeling helpless. By the time you notice the change, they are already prepared to leave, without any sense of responsibility or guilt. To them, you were merely a part of their journey to build their ego. Sign 7. They bluntly tell you they want to end the relationship. There comes a moment when the mask of deception a narcissist or self-absorbed individual has carefully maintained suddenly falls, revealing their true nature, cruel, cold, and devoid of empathy. At this point, they no longer care about preserving any facade and are ready to utter sharp, cutting words that leave deep, lasting wounds in your heart. They might say things as harsh as, "I'm done with you. Let's end this. I'm moving out. I've found someone else. I love someone else. I want a divorce." In a professional setting, they won't hesitate to declare, "I'm starting a new project. I'm done with this one." Or, even bluntly, "You're fired." Their actions feel like tearing up a piece of paper without hesitation or emotion. They leave no explanations, no goodbyes. Everything ends abruptly, as if they vanished from your life in the blink of an eye, leaving you amidst the wreckage of unanswered questions. What you are left with is chilling silence and complete disconnection. They ghost you, block all communication, and erase any trace of your existence in their life. The experience is like a mental earthquake, leaving you shattered, helpless, and unable to believe what just happened. This is the moment when you find yourself drowning in unimaginable pain, abandoned by someone you once trusted, loved, and hoped for. But let me tell you, no matter how cruel their actions are, they unwittingly give you a gift, a release, a chance to escape the toxic vortex they have bound you in. Their rejection, though it feels like an unforgivable insult, is actually a way of protecting you from deeper harm in the future. Think of this as the beginning of your rebirth. Don't focus on what you've lost. Instead, see this as an opportunity to rebuild your life, heal the wounds in your soul, and move toward a brighter future. Yes, you'll face sleepless nights and haunting questions about why things ended the way they did, but this is also when you begin your own empowering journey, a journey to rediscover your self-worth, to love yourself, and to seek a healthy, genuine love. Walk away with strength, because you deserve happiness, peace, and a life full of meaning. What you've experienced does not define you. It's how you rise above it that shapes who you are. And above all, remember that there are sincere, loving relationships out there that don't require you to sacrifice yourself. This is the moment to embark on that journey. Will the narcissist come back after a breakup? The answer is yes, and often more frequently than you might expect. A narcissist rarely lets go of someone completely. Even if it seems like they've moved on with a new prey, deep down they still crave power and control over you. They'll return as many times as you allow, even after months or years of separation. They're like a bored cat that suddenly feels like playing with its old mouse again. They may reappear with countless reasons, because they're restless, lonely, dissatisfied with the new person, or simply curious to see if you're still loyal. They'll use sweet words and seemingly caring gestures to woo you, making you believe they've changed and are remorseful. But don't be fooled. It's all part of a grand illusion designed to drag you back into their toxic cycle. In reality, narcissists return because they need a supply to sustain their enormous ego. They need someone to admire, praise, or even bear their frustrations. Your attention, whether positive or negative, is the fuel that makes them feel significant. Narcissists lack a true sense of self. They live in illusions about their worth and rely on others to maintain that fantasy. When their illusion is threatened, they'll do whatever it takes to restore balance. They might stage a dramatic breakup, only to return as a hero, seemingly rescuing you. And in your haze of emotions, you might feel special or lucky to have them back. But be cautious, this is just another manipulative ploy. Breaking free from the shadows of a relationship with a narcissist is challenging but profoundly meaningful. Recognizing the signs that they're done with you may shatter your heart, bruise your self-esteem, and flood your mind with unanswered questions. Yet never forget that acknowledging and accepting the truth is the first step toward escaping the toxic cycle they've ensnared you in. Narcissists, with their selfish and controlling nature, never view relationships as genuine connections between two souls. To them, each relationship is merely a tool to bolster their ego and fulfill their self-centered needs. When you no longer meet their unrealistic expectations, they'll shift their focus without hesitation, seeking a new supply, and leaving you isolated and disoriented. But no matter how much they blame you, twist the narrative, or portray you as the villain, remember that their actions do not define your worth. Their departure, however ruthless, is ultimately your liberation. It's an opportunity to reassess yourself, redefine your value, and build a life free from manipulation. Allow yourself to grieve. It's natural. But don't let the pain linger indefinitely. You weren't born to be someone else's tool, nor do you deserve a relationship that leaves you hurt and drained. Consider this your moment of rebirth, a chance to love yourself more than ever before. Take time to heal, regain the confidence that was eroded, and build relationships founded on sincerity, respect, and genuine love. Your life isn't defined by whether the narcissist stays or leaves. Your life belongs to you, whole and meaningful. Above all, remember that this ending is not a failure, but the beginning of a new journey. You're stepping out of the darkness into the light of freedom, peace, and happiness. Each step forward is proof of your inner strength, the strength to overcome pain, to grow, and to love yourself in the way you truly deserve. The vast world out there awaits you with new opportunities, healthy relationships, and a promising future. Be brave and move forward because you deserve the very best.